Alpine Triangle is a Trout Unlimited sportsman-led campaign to protect the BLM land that is defined by the communities of Lake City, Silverton, and Ouray. What we'd like to protect here is the mining and cultural sites, the recreational resources, and the sporting values associated with this BLM land. It's accessible from the Lake City side, the Durango side, or the Ouray side, and the entire BLM area associated with the Triangle has 195 miles of dirt and four-wheel drive and extreme four-wheel drive roads. It's the headwaters of the Uncompahgre, the Lake Fork of the Gunnison, and the Animas Rivers, which are some of the best trout fisheries in the West. And also it's summer range for the 19 to 20,000 deer and elk that reside in the area. Well, it truly is one of the most unique sporting and recreational resources in Colorado, absolutely. And most notably because of the access, the dirt road and four-wheel drive access into this area. Probably the biggest threat to this area would be the mining industry and the potential threat that new or additional mines could have on the water quality of these trout rivers. What we're trying to protect here are sportsmen's values to a large degree, and therefore the hunters and the anglers are playing a very big role. But it's worth noting that the economic resources associated with this area, most notably the recreational resources, the campers, the ATV users, and so forth, have a huge economic impact on these three communities. The visual resource is absolutely stunning. It's incomparable in its visual resource. One of the most beautiful places I've ever seen, period. And again, this is the headwaters of three amazing trout rivers. The San Juans are known for their fisheries, and these are the headwaters of those particular rivers. And the mining and cultural aspect of this region is absolutely phenomenal, no question about it. There are dozens and dozens of historic sites, historic mining sites, townships, ghost towns, cabins that are all accessible and visually accessible from the Alpine Loop. A lot of these rivers, to a large degree, were dead rivers for decades and decades because of the acid mine runoff. It's being cleaned up as we speak. There are groups who are correcting those problems, and these rivers are becoming better fisheries every year that those cleanups are done. The threat is that new mines could come in at any time. And although we mine more responsibly than we did 100 years ago, the economic or the ecological downfall could be severe. Well, one of the things that we would advocate for is our belief system that these resources up there are worth much more economically for these three communities as a visual resource, as a recreational resource, and as a hunting and fishing resource than it would be as a short-term mining resource. Roughly 300,000 people a year come to visit the Alpine Triangle, and they do so that they can visit the cultural and heritage sites and utilize the off-roading experience that's available to them to literally drive and see this amazing place. They're spending their money in the communities of Lake City, Ouray, and Silverton. But because of the Durango and Silverton narrow gauge railroad, the town of Durango definitely has an economic interest in the Triangle, as do the communities of Montrose and Gunnison. Again, what I hope to do here tonight is start to engage the people in this room. We all know people in our communities who are hunters, who are anglers, who have an economic interest, who, your friend that owns the gas station, or your friend that owns the hotel, or your friends from Texas who come here every single year on their family vacations to go ride their ATVs and spend time with our families. You get my point.